It was a night all about recognizing years of service to the community. The 22nd annual Britannia Wilton Fireman's Ball took place last night. This year, more than 400 people came out. These men selflessly give their time voluntarily on a regular basis, even when it isn't convenient.
I was getting a haircut Thursday night and I was half cut and I had to leave. I left the barber's chair with half a haircut.
But many fall in love with the job and do it for years. Dean Lairzel is getting recognized for 15 years of service.
Give back, and it's a fun social group as well. Keep a fairly close-knit crews.
He says firefighting is a very important part of his life now, and he won't be stopping anytime soon.
It just gets into you. You don't ever want to give it up. It becomes a part of who you are.
All proceeds from the night go to local charities. Despite growing tensions and escalating violence in Ukraine, many Canadians are showing their solidarity to their fellow countrymen. Here in the border city, the 9th annual Ukrainian Dancing on the Border brought in hundreds of dancers, and it was not to showcase not only their culture, but their support. It was a 3-day festival filled with bright traditional costumes and continuous Ukrainian dancing. Dancers from all over Alberta came together to perform and to uphold their culture.
Ukrainian dancing brings back family tradition. My Baba's Ukrainian, and I guess it kind of just makes her proud that we've continued the tradition of dancing.
It means a lot. Like, there's lots of performance and I really like that.
When we see each other every year, we're giving each other hugs and saying how nice it is to see each other, and you're just one big family, and there's nothing better than it feels like to actually come home, and that's what it feels like.
The Transcarpathian is a major type of Ukrainian dancing which this group performed.
It's from one part of Ukraine, in western Ukraine, kind of beyond the mountains, beyond the Carpathian Mountains. So they were using steps from that area of Ukraine and doing their best at it.
And with each step, these instructors say events like this mean a lot to them in preserving their culture.
Modern day events in Ukraine are making us more and more passionate because they're, it's easy to lose passion about your culture. In Canada, that's easy to do. And we carried on, and we love doing it because it's an awesome art.
Everyone is deeply concerned with what's going on in Ukraine. They support their ancestors, their families that are in Ukraine. And I think it helps bring a closer cultural connection to what's going on.
It's said to be like drag racing, but for dogs. The Lloydminster Hot Doggers held their 15th annual flyball tournament today, and as Annika Nave reports, it was positive, not just for the owners.
And they're off. It's a sport that dogs train to play.
Flyball's like her favorite thing on earth, and I've never seen a dog look so happy when she's out there playing.
Becky Beers adopted her dog from a vet clinic 4 years ago after she was left by her previous owners because of stomach problems.
I never thought she'd really do much because she was a goofy, fat puppy, and then she's turned out to be she's one of the fastest dogs in our region here, so she's turned out to be a really cool dog.
At these flyball tournaments, you'll see dogs of all shapes and sizes, but dog owners say the fastest ones are actually bred for the tournament. They're a Whippet and Border Collie cross. Whippet for the speed, Border Collie for the smarts.
She always starts. She's always first. She likes to race against the other dogs. It's her favorite thing. The faster the other dogs go, the faster she goes.
And the concept of the relay race is pretty simple.
Go down over 4 jumps, one dog at a time. They hit a spring-loaded box which contains a ball. They grab the ball and come back over the next 4 jumps.
It's just a really good outlet for them, and it seems crazy, but it actually teaches them a lot of control because they have to be controlled in this crazy environment.
Annika Nave, Newcap News.
This is not your typical poetry. The thought behind these verses originated from the oil patch. Nathan Parkin is a born and raised Saskatchewan boy who works in the industry and has recently released a book of poetry called A Relationship with Truth. He was in the border city today for a book signing.
I wouldn't say the book's about the oil patch. It's just more heavily influenced by it.
Parkin says most of his inspiration comes when he's driving, and it's a method of getting out his deepest thoughts. He says at first he was nervous to tell his peers about his writing.
It was terrifying, like incredibly terrifying. When it was just before it was coming out, you know, you get a little bit of slack from your buddies and guys on the hockey team and guys out on the rigs that, oh, you're releasing a book of poetry. But then when it actually came out and people started reading it, they've been incredibly supportive.
He adds the guys on the rigs have been his biggest fans. Now the book can be found in the Lloydminster Mall or at Kohl's or any Chapters location. It's that time of year again. With snow gone, the remaining salt and sand cover many of the major streets, and the city is preparing to clean up. Starting tomorrow, the city of Lloydminster will be sending out the street sweepers for the next few weeks. Now, starting tonight at 10 o'clock, trucks will be in the downtown area, Highway 16 and 17, until tomorrow at 6 a.m. Residential sweeping will start on Monday, April 21st at 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., followed by the main routes, Highway 16, Highway 17, and College Drive. Signs will be posted in a residential neighborhood at least 36 hours before the area is swept. Now, residents are asked to move their vehicles and curbside collection carts from the streets affected. The process is expected to take up to 12 weeks to finish. More information can be found on the city's website, lloydminster.ca.